Welcome to my Why Daniel Bryan is Screwed debate of the week. I know people are not going to be happy me saying this because I've seen many videos randomly and a lot of people just beyond tickle pink that he is the IC champion. Now, I'm going to see it from two different perspectives here. The perspective what could happen, the perspective that probably will happen. What could happen, what I believe a lot of people are thinking, and I see it myself that it could happen. This is what I'm seeing. For the next couple of months, Daniel Bryan will be with the IC Championship. He will be facing a whole bunch of people. He's already faced Dolph Ziggler. He'll probably face Bad News Barrett. He'll probably face Dean Ambrose. He'll be in the mid-card for maybe 4 or 5 months. Maybe. While he's there, he'll change the scope of how the IC Championship is viewed because he's a valid champion. He's the most beloved person. And when he finally drops that title to somebody, he'll jump back into the upper tier, which is the main event. And by hopefully either Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell, he will face Roman Reigns or he will face Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. If he's allowed to face either one of them and win, he will be in the upper tier going easily into next year, 2016. That is what could be. This is what it is. And I hope I'm wrong, and it could be, I hope it is. You know what I mean? But when it really looks like, to me, the WWE is sticking him there because they don't want to throw him up into the main title right now. They just don't. If they ever throw him back into the main title, will probably be next year. He will wander between the IC and US championships for months. If he doesn't lose the title, he will lose it, and then he'll probably face John Cena for the US championship, counting how long he holds it. Which, I'm going to be honest here. Seeing Daniel Bryan and seeing John Cena, let me do Daniel Bryan first to explain how I see him. When I see Daniel Bryan, I see Daniel Bryan as a main eventer who essentially is a transitional champion. Doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It just means that he's not a long-term champion. He just isn't. He can work in the ring, and to a certain extent he has a very good character and he can do good storylines. But it does not mean that he should the be-all, end-all of the top tier of WWE. He just isn't built for that. Daniel Bryan is an underdog. The minute you stop making him an underdog is the minute that the crowd is going to turn on his ass and hate him. Look at John Cena. When he was the doctor of slugonomics, and I'm bringing him up right now because I'm going to explain about him. Everyone loved the man because he was totally different from what you ever saw. The minute that he acted generic and was up at the top for more than 2 or 3 years, people began to hate him. Right now, for me personally, seeing him in the lower tier, I believe that's exactly where he belongs. Because he's acting like someone who belongs in the lower tier. That's not a bad thing. Someone who's in US championship position, if they know how to do it, looks good. And he looks good as a champion that is the US champion. But as the world heavyweight champion, he doesn't look it. I'm not interested. I don't care. Because he just doesn't give that feeling of a real, honest-to-goodness WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But Daniel Bryan can give that feeling, but not for a long period of time. And this is something that fans don't get. Daniel Bryan must be in the main event and the mid-card. He needs to wander between them. And he only periodically wins the World Heavyweight Championship for maybe 2 or 3 months at a time. He's a transitional champion. Let him be transitional, and then most of the time he just works the lower card working with other talent. He needs to be a jobber. I'm saying this now. Daniel Bryan is like Dolph Ziggler. He's a main event jobber. That does not mean he's not a good main eventer. It just means that he needs to wander. You can't have the same person in the same spot all the damn time. We've gotten sick of that. Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, Do you need me to add anything else? It's obvious. We can't take it. So if you make it short, sweet and to the point, particularly with a Daniel Bryan, who is a Rey Mysterio type of person, who is a total underdog, he has to rise to the occasion. You want him to act like John Cena? You guys want him to be like that? You're going to hate him when he does become that. Now, I'm sure people are going to say, well, Roman Reigns is going to get that type of treatment. Well, Roman Reigns is a different type of animal. I'm sorry. Not just by size, but by character. They're just different. And I'm hoping people will understand that John Cena, in the lower tier right now, is a better character than he is in the main event. Not because I love him as an IC or US champion. It's just that in that position, he looks it. He doesn't look like he's substantial. He doesn't look like he's a main eventer. He looks like an average worker. And with his Daniel Bryan, he's easily above average worker that can easily work both positions of the mid and main event. But remember, he has to work both the mid and main event. And if you guys actually believe the WWE is going to treat this man properly, you got another thing coming. This man is actually kind of fucked. The way I see it, this is what I see. Daniel Bryan is not going to work with Bad News Barrett. Probably going into, what is the next pay-per-view? I believe it's Extreme Rules. And is he's going to go in there and deal with him? Do you actually believe he's going to be spotlighted properly? No, I don't believe so. I believe he's going to be spotlighted terribly. And as time goes on, you're going to see that he's going to be wandering between possibly Bad News Barrett. If he doesn't lose the title, he's going to wander between Bad News Barrett. He's going to be wandering between, he might do Kofi Kingston. He might face him. He might face, well, he will face Dolph Ziggler. I have a feeling that Dolph and him are going to have a feud. Then eventually, if he drops the title, the next person he's going to face is going to be John Cena if he's still in the lower tier title position. And that's if John Cena keeps it. Now, there's a lot of other people that I didn't mention that would be going after the IC title. And that could be Dean Ambrose. It could be R-Truth. It could be anybody from New Day. I'm just saying that this is what you're going to see. And I don't believe it's good. You are going to get fucking angry. And you're going to say, why? He was doing so well. No, he never did well, because if he was truly supposed to be spotlighted like you guys saw him, he should have been in the main event from the very beginning. He should have won the Royal Rumble. He didn't need to go to Fastlane and beat Roman Reigns. He would have gotten his moment instead of in a 7-man ladder match, which didn't spotlight him all. It just spotlighted bodies. But this is my point of view. You guys tell me what you believe. So I hope you enjoyed the Zane view. Please give me, well, it's a bait of the week, but it's under Zane's view. I'm sorry, I'm really in a lot of pain. It's kind of hard to think. I hope you have a good day and have a good night. Peace out.